to see you again. And congratulations on making it this far. Your application and all supporting documents for our ultimate redemption plan appear to be in order. Now, I know it might seem redundant, but I'm afraid I must ask to see both your federal and state photo IDs again before you proceed.
Of course. Oh. Here you are, Miss Gray. Are you all right, Maggie?
I'm fine, Rob. Just give me a minute to collect my... I know I have my views. Miss Gray, please bear with me.
That's perfectly all right, Mrs. Sebastian. Why don't we begin the closing interview while you keep looking, okay?
Sure, that's fine. Just another here somewhere.
All right. Let's begin officially. I'm switching on the recorder now. It's a federal regulation. We must take all final approval interviews. Will you please confirm that you are Robert Sebastian, age 49, former air traffic controller, now disabled, spouse of Margaret Mary Sebastian, age 47, and father of Agnes Sebastian, age 22, Stephen Sebastian, age 17, and Claire Sebastian, age 12?
I do, but I am.
I have examined Mr. Robert Sebastian's identification, and it appears to be valid and up to date. And will you please confirm that you are Margaret Mary Sebastian, age 47, public high school teacher, spouse of Robert Sebastian, age 49, and mother of Agnes Sebastian, age 22, Stephen Sebastian, age 17, and Claire Sebastian, age 12?
Here you go. Oh, so sorry. Yes, I am Margaret Mary Sebastian.
I have just examined Mrs. Margaret Sebastian's identification, and it appears to be valid and up to date. Now, I am pleased to inform you that your collateral has been approved and accepted after our requisite research and testing. Will you now verify that your collateral has been voluntarily surrendered today on these premises and is now sole property of the Bank of the United States?
Yes, our collateral has been surrendered.
But there's a 2-week pass at the end of the year, right?
I beg your pardon?
At the end of December, before the final...
Before the final
No.
processing. Yes, Mr. Sebastian, the bank will proceed with the 2-week furlough for the collateral, if not contrary to the wishes expressed by the collateral at that time.
Agnes. Our daughter's name is Agnes.
Robert, we talked about this. Please don't.
Don't what? Call our daughter by her name?
Why was she make this harder than it already is?
Mr. Sebastian, I must ask you to calm down. Please, sir, sit down.
I prefer to stand.
I need to ask again, are you prepared to proceed with this closing? You really have no other option for financial survival. You're facing foreclosure on your home. You have over $60,000 in credit card debt. One of your cars has been repossessed, and you can't afford the co-payments on your own physical therapy. Bankruptcy is no longer available to anyone since the bill was signed into law last year.
Don't you think I know that? God damn it. I learned such a useless excuse for a father, a human being.
Mr. Sebastian, you can't blame yourself for your epilepsy. It was an accident. You had no control over the driver who ran the red light, hitting you and damaging your brain. It's a miracle you even survived and can function as well as...
Of no use to anyone. Who are we kidding here? Mrs. Gray, Miss Gray, level with me. I'm begging you. Is there any way I can take my daughter's place? The rest of my body, my vital organs are all in great shape. My heart's as strong as an ox.
Robert, please, don't.
You know that the age limit for a collateral pledge is 30. Federal regulations, no exceptions. We've been over this. The market demand is for young, healthy adult organs and body parts. The government only accepts donors between the ages of 21 and 30 for harvesting, cloning, and transplant.
There must be somebody who's desperate enough for my heart, lungs, liver, or kidneys.
Yes. And you can donate your body parts after death for such use, Mr. Sebastian, but...
I'm not good enough for the United States government. Not good enough for some rich asshole or their sick kid. Not good enough for the plan.
Miss Gray, we do understand the provisions of the plan, and we understand that we have to go through with it.
What kind of a mother are you? You can't wait to sign our daughter's life away. God forbid you lose your precious house.
How dare you! Our house, Rob, our children's house! What about Stephen and Claire? It's about their futures. That's why we're going through with this.
But what are we going through, Maggie? We're just here signing a bunch of papers. We're not going through anything. Agnes is. Agnes is sacrificing. Agnes is the
That's
sacrifice.
enough! Do you think I could take Agnes's place if I could? In a heartbeat. It was her decision, Rob. I mean, she applied for this before I even knew anything about it.
She must have been sick of hearing us constantly worrying and fighting about money all the time.
It was her decision, Rob. You talked her out of it, tried to talk her out of it several times.
Yes, I did, but I didn't try hard enough. I never heard you trying to persuade her not to go through with it.
The hell I didn't, you bastard! I mean, why do you think I've been popping tranquilizers like candy, huh? Someone has to keep us family together and...
You must control yourselves, Mr. and Mrs. Sebastian, please, or I will be forced to terminate this interview and disqualify your plan application.
No.
If you can't control yourselves, I'm going to have to call security and have you escorted out of the building.
We apologize, Miss Gray.
Forgive me. I just can't believe that we're really going through with this and that there's no way out. I should have died that day. I wish I had.
Stop it, Rob. That kind of talk doesn't help.
Mr. Sebastian, your death would not have helped your family, made things better for your family in any way, financially or otherwise. Your wife would be going through this without you by her side. You would inform of that.
No, ma'am.
And I recommend that the family continue with our complimentary counseling sessions. Any one of you can attend together or individually for a full year after the redemption. I see that your son Stephen has been attending nearly every week.
He has?
Yes, Robbie's been insistent upon it. I didn't tell you because I didn't know what...
Just what have they been telling him at these sessions?
Maybe you know if you went yourself.
The counselor is there for whatever Stephen needs.
What did he want to know?
I can't give you specific details of the sessions, but he was very curious about the donor process.
And you told him? Maggie and I specifically decided not to tell the other children. It would just harm them. So we decided not. So what in God's name?
To be sure that his sister would not ever be in pain.
He must think we're monsters.
Not at all. Your son does not find any fault with you or your wife. He's a very intelligent and understanding young man. In fact, he's expressed a desire to sign up as a donor himself.
Jesus Christ! Did you know about this?
I had no idea.
No way. I won't let Stephen do it.
He can't sign up until he's 21. If he still wants to apply once he reaches the age of majority, it's entirely his decision.
But I don't understand. I mean, the money from Agnes's redemption will take care of all of us for the rest of our lives. What?
Perhaps Stephen has other plans for the money, or he wants to redeem himself as an outright charitable donation.
No way. I won't let him do it. You hear me? You people are the monsters, taking advantage of the rest of us because we're desperate and we have no other choice. Hell, for us, it really isn't a choice, is it? No, you already have my daughter. I'm not giving you my son.
We'll talk to Stephen, Rob. I mean, he can't do anything no matter how bad he wants to until he turns 21. He's only 17. Miss Gray, before we sign the final release, is there any way we can see Agnes?
Not until her furlough, and you should prepare yourselves. Agnes may decide against taking her furlough. Many donor collaterals decide against visiting loved ones. It can be too traumatic.
What about a phone call? Can we at least send her an email?
I'm afraid not. It's against regulations as we've discussed in our previous meetings. Now, to review one last time, as soon as you both sign this final agreement, all of your creditors will be paid in full. You will own your home outright as well as the car still in your possession. The remaining funds will be transferred into your joint checking account. Any future medical expenses not covered by Mrs. Sebastian's health insurance plan through her employer, incurred by either of you or your dependents, will be paid in full by the Bank of the United States. We have assigned an investment counselor to you, and I recommend that you consult with him as soon as possible. Now, if you're ready, will you sign in the space provided above your typed name? I'll notarize it, and we'll hand deliver copies of all documents to your home address in a single closing binder for your convenience. That way, you'll have all the information organized and easily accessible should you need to refer to it. You and your daughter have made absolutely the best possible decision for your family. Believe me, Mr. and Mrs. Sebastian, you are doing the right thing. Hello, John. It's me. Yes, I closed another one. That's right. That makes an even dozen for me this month. So it's time for my long overdue vacation. I have 10 days I need to use before the end of the year or I lose them. No, I haven't bought plane tickets yet. Guess I could hold off another week. These ultimate redemption plan applications just keep coming, don't they? What about Bill or Judy? They finished the training, haven't they? Well, the only way they're going to get up to speed is to dive right in, just like I did. Flattery will get you nowhere, John. I need a break. One more week, and that's it. You're welcome.